رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. Start کرتے ہیں آج کی اچھی بات سے. سب سے پہلے آپ لوگوں کے ساتھ قرآن پاک کی ایک آیت شیئر کرنا چاہوں گی جس کا ترجمہ کچھ اس طرح سے ہے: اگر تم کوئی رائی کے دانے کے برابر بھی عمل کرو گے قیامت کے دن اللہ اسے سامنے لے آئے گا. ڈیئر اسٹوڈینٹس، ہمیں کوشش کرنی چاہیے کہ ہم جو بھی عمل کریں اس میں ہماری جو نیت ہے وہ صاف ہو سب سے پہلے، اور سیکنڈ ہمیں کوشش کرنی چاہیے کہ ہم اچھے کام کریں اور برے کاموں سے اپنے آپ کو روکے رکھیں، کیونکہ قیامت کے دن ہمارے ہر عمل کا بدلہ ہمیں دیا جائے گا اور ہمارے جتنے بھی عمل ہم نے کیے ہوں گے وہ ہمارے سامنے لائے جائیں گے. سو ہمیں کوشش کرنی چاہیے کہ ہم اچھے کام کریں اور برے کاموں سے اپنے آپ کو بچائے رکھیں. آپ لوگوں کے ساتھ حضرت علی رضی اللہ عنہ کا ایک قول شیئر کرنا چاہوں گی. حضرت علی رضی اللہ عنہ نے فرمایا، علم تمہیں راہ دکھاتا ہے اور عمل تمہیں مقصد تک پہنچا دیتا ہے. سو علم بغیر عمل کے ہمیں کوئی فائدہ نہیں پہنچاتا. علم حاصل کر کے ہمیں عمل کرنا چاہیے. اپنی زندگی میں ہمیں اپنے علم کو امپلیمنٹ کرنا چاہیے تاکہ ہم اپنی دنیا و آخرت میں اپنی منزل تک جو ہے وہ پہنچ سکیں اور ہم اپنی زندگی میں اس کا جو مقصد ہے اس کو حاصل کر سکیں. آج کے لیے جو دعا میں آپ لوگوں کے ساتھ شیئر کرنا چاہوں گی: بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. رب اشرح لی صدری ویسر لی امری واحلل عقدۃ من لسانی یفقہوا قولی. یہ سورہ طٰہٰ کی آیت ہے، آیت نمبر 25 سے لے کے 28 تک. یہ بیسیکلی حضرت موسیٰ علیہ السلام کی دعا ہے جس کا ترجمہ کچھ اس طرح سے ہے: اے میرے پروردگار، اس کام کے لیے میرا سینہ کھول دے اور میرا کام آسان کر دے، اور میری زبان کی گرہ کھول دے تاکہ وہ میری بات سمجھ لے. ڈیئر اسٹوڈینٹس، ہمیں کوشش کرنی چاہیے کہ ہم کسی بھی قسم کا کوئی کام کرنے لگیں تو اس سے پہلے ہم اس دعا کو لازمی طور پر جو ہے وہ پڑھ لیں. یہ بہت ہی چھوٹی مختصر سی دعا ہے اور بہت ہی آسان دعا ہے جس کو ہم بآسانی جو ہے وہ یاد کر سکتے ہیں. Dear students, now we will solve the test of unit number 1, that is measurement. Question number 1 is, which pair has the same dimension? Options are work and power, force and torque, torque and power, work and torque. So dear students, first of all, we will write down the dimensions of the given physical quantities and then we will check which pair has the same dimension. So first of all, the dimension of the work are m L square T minus 2, because the work is equal to force into the displacement. So the dimension of the force is mLT minus 2, while the dimension for the displacement is L. So the work has a dimension of mL square T minus 2. Then the dimension of the force is mLT minus 2. The dimension of power will be equal to, we can find out the dimension of power from its formula. Power is equal to force per unit area. So the dimension of force is mLT minus 2, while the dimension of the area is L square. So we get the dimension of power which will be equal to mL minus 1 T minus 2. And then we are left with the dimension of the torque, and the dimension of the torque will be equal to, again we can find out its dimension by using its formula. Torque is equal to the product of the force and the moment arm. So the dimension of the force is mlt minus 2, while the dimension of the moment arm is again the dimension of the length. So the dimension of the torque will be equal to ml square t minus 2. So dear students, now you can clearly see the correct option. The dimension of the work and the dimension of the torque is equal. So the option B is the right answer. Question number 2 is the number of significant figures in the given number are. Now, dear students, first of all, recall the rules to write down the significant figures in case of the multiplication. So whenever we multiply the numbers, we write down the answer up till the least number of significant figures given in the question. Now, in the number 8.70, there are the 3 significant digits, while in the number 14, there are only 2 significant figures. So now, in our answer, we must have to round off up till 2 number of significant figures. So whatever our answer is, it must be equal to the 2 number of significant figures. So the option B is the right answer. Question number 3 is the solid angle of sphere is equal to how many steradians? So to find out the number of steradians in the solid angle of a sphere, so for a sphere, the solid angle is equal to 4 pi steradian, which means it equals to 4 multiplied by 3.14. And if you multiply 4 by 3.14, you will get 12.57 steradian. So option A, 12.57 steradian is the right answer. Question number 4 is, we have to solve this power while the value and its uncertainty is given. So dear students, to find out the power, first of all, we will take the power of 4 meter. So 4 meter cube. While to take out the answer for the uncertainty, we have to use the power rule. And according to the power rule, we will multiply the power with the percentage uncertainty instead of taking the power of the percentage uncertainty. So the power is 3 and we multiply it with the percentage uncertainty, which is 2%. So our answer will be equal to 64 meter cube plus minus 6%. And according to this, option C is the right answer, 64 meter cube plus minus 6%. Now, dear students, there is a conceptual question. And the question number 1 is the human pulse and the swing of a pendulum are the possible time units. Why they are not often used? They are not often used because if we look at the human pulse, then the human pulse vary from person to person. It does not remain the same for person to person. It varies from person to person. Also, it changes with time. During the whole day for a person, the pulse does not remain the same. It changes with the change of the time, or you can say that it changes with the amount of the work done by the person. So it does not remain same with respect to time. So this is the reason due to which we do not use a human pulse as the possible unit of time. And if we look at the swing of the pendulum, then the time period of the pendulum depends on the 2 things, and that 2 things are the length and the gravity. So if the length changes, the time period will be different, and if the gravity changes, then also the time period does not remain the same. So that's why we do not use these 2 quantities as the standard unit of time. Question number 2 is What does the word micro signify in the words microwave oven? In the microwave oven, the word micro basically signify the wavelength of the radiation used. And the micro is the prefix which equals to 10 to the power minus 6. So it means the wavelength of the radiation that is used in the microwave oven to heat the food is of the order of 10 to the power minus 6 meters. So that's why we name the oven as microwave oven, because we are using the wavelength of the radiation which is equal to 10 to the power minus 6 meters. Now, dear students, there is a numerical question and I will only give you the idea about how to solve this question, and I will not solve this question by using its value. So the question is, find the value of gravity and its uncertainty using the formula of the time period from the following measurements made during an experiment while the length is equal to 100 centimeter and the time for 20 vibrations is 40.2 seconds. Length was measured by a meter scale of accuracy up to 1 millimeter and the time by stopwatch of accuracy up to 0.1 second. Now, dear students, the first step while solving this numerical question is we have to find out the time period. And the time period for one vibration will be obtained by dividing 40.2 seconds by 20. Since this is the time for 20 vibrations, but the time period means the time required to complete one cycle, one vibration. So we have to calculate the time for one vibration. And also the uncertainty in the time is equal to 0.1 second. So we will divide 20 by both of these values. So we will get some value of the time period and also we will get some value of the uncertainty if we divide 20 by both of these two values. Then the second step is to convert the length in the same unit. Since the length is equal to 100 centimeter while the uncertainty in length is 1 millimeter. So the units are not same. So first of all, we have to write down this length in the same unit, or you can also convert this length in the SI units so that you can easily calculate the gravity. So in terms of the SI unit, the length will be equal to 1 meter, since 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter, and the uncertainty in terms of meter will be equal to 0.001 meter. Since 1 millimeter is equal to 0.001 meter, or you can say that 1 millimeter is equal to 10 to the power minus 3 meter. So now the uncertainty and the value of the length is in the same units. Now the next step is to find out the percentage uncertainties of the length and the percentage uncertainty of the time. So the percentage uncertainty in the length will be equal to the uncertainty in the length divided by the actual value of the length multiplied by 100%. So you will get some value for this uncertainty. And then you will have to calculate the percentage uncertainty in time. So the percentage absolute uncertainty in time divided by the time and multiply by the 100% will give you the percentage uncertainty in time. Then we will calculate the gravity and its uncertainty. So to calculate the amount of gravity and its uncertainty, first of all, we will convert the given formula of the time period in terms of the gravity, while the time period is equal to 2 pi square root L over G. So we have to take the square on the both sides. So T square will be equal to 4 pi square L over G. And from this equation, the gravity will be equal to 4 pi square L over T square. So we will use this formula to find out the gravity, which is equal to 4 pi square L over T square. And now to find out the uncertainty in gravity, we will have to write down the percentage uncertainties in length and percentage uncertainty in time, since there are only two physical quantities used in this equation. And in this case, we have to use the two rules to find out the percentage uncertainty in gravity, or you can say that uncertainty in gravity, because length and time period are divided, while there is also a square on the time period. So to find out the percentage uncertainty in gravity, first of all, we will add the percentage uncertainty in length, and we will add it to the percentage uncertainty in time. But not only in time, there is a square on the time. So we will multiply 2 with the percentage uncertainty in time to get the total uncertainty. So dear students, इसमें सबसे पहले हमने ग्रेविटी को कैलकुलेट किया, उसका फॉर्मूला टाइम पीरियड का फॉर्मूला यूज करते हुए, और अनसर्टेनिटी फाइंड आउट करने के लिए हमें दो रूल्स को यहाँ पे अप्लाई करना था, एक तो डिवीजन रूल और सेकंड पावर रूल को. सो डिवीजन रूल के अकॉर्डिंग परसेंटेज अनसर्टेनिटीज को ऐड किया जाता है, और पावर रूल के अकॉर्डिंग फिजिकल क्वांटिटी की पावर को उसके परसेंटेज अनसर्टेनिटी के साथ मल्टीप्लाई किया जाता है. सो यहाँ पे हम टाइम पीरियड के साथ उसकी पावर को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे, और फिर हम उस वैल्यू को ऐड कर देंगे परसेंटेज अनसर्टेनिटी इन लेंथ के साथ. So this is how we will find out the gravity and its uncertainty for this question. Dear students, I hope now you can easily solve these questions. This is the end of this lecture. Thank you so much. I hope all of you have enjoyed. For any kind of queries, you can write your question in the comment section. See you in the next video with a new topic. Till then, take care and Allah Hafiz.